Now right now what I want to do is show you a short video that will just give you a little touch of the feeling of excitement that we had in Grand Rapids when we surprised Bobbi Jo with the announcement that she was Teacher of the Year. And this was edited a bit. So
you can see the dedication written on her face and on her classroom walls, telling her students to never give up.
I just want them always facing the kids. I totally believe in each one of those.
But Bobbi Jo Kenyon will be the first to tell you that that's not easy to do in an inner-city urban school district like GRPS. For the past 14 years, the newly anointed Teacher of the Year,
Michigan Teacher of the Year is Ms. Bobbi Jo Kenyon.
Has seen her fair share of kids just not come back to class.
It hurts. It's hard. It's hard to see when kids give up or you no longer see them on your attendance list and you don't know what happened to them or where they went. It's terrible. It's hard.
And at Ottawa Hills, although its graduation rate of nearly 66% is higher than the district's average, it still lags behind the state by nearly 10 percentage points.
For this school to be at the bottom, basically, the very bottom, and to improve itself the way it has the last 2 years, this is really the story we need.
State Superintendent Mike Flanagan says Ottawa Hills has steadily improved in a lot of ways. It's off a national list of the lowest performing high schools, and its students have improved in every subject for state testing. But there's a long way to go.
My big philosophy is to teach these kids as if they're in any school, as if they are all going to Harvard. You know, just to give them the same opportunity that everybody else would and to teach them because they deserve it.
Great, that's wonderful. Well, now I would like to formally introduce you to Ms. Bobbi Jo Kenyon, our science teacher at Ottawa Hills High School in Grand Rapids, our 2012-2013 Michigan Teacher of the Year. Happy to have you here. And also I want to introduce with Bobbi Jo today is her superintendent of the Grand Rapids Public School District, Teresa Weatherall-Neal. And her principal, Rodney Lewis. And Jan Barr, the leadership coach that she's been working with for, where are you, Jan? There you are, for a number of years. And did Lance make it? Oh, her fiance is running late, so maybe we'll get to see him a little later. Her mom and dad, and I'd like to point out that Bobbi Jo's mom and dad are both in education. Her dad was a science teacher in the Cadillac area for 37 years, is it? Would you like to stand real quickly? Acknowledge her dad, because obviously this footsteps her father. All right, this is your chance to say a few words about yourself, Bobbi Jo, and give us a taste of what's to come in the next 12 months.
Thank you, Barb. First of all, I'd like to thank the State Board of Education, Superintendent Mike Flanagan, and the selection committee for allowing me this wonderful opportunity to represent the hardworking and dedicated teachers throughout the state as the Michigan 2012-2013 Teacher of the Year. I'm truly honored by this. There are many wonderful and supportive people in my life, and I'd like to start out by thanking my principal, Mr. Lewis, for his nomination. He came to my room last fall to tell me, and I remember him saying, "I think you could go all the way. I think you have a great shot at this." Me, on the other hand, I really never thought that I would be sitting here. So thank you, Mr. Lewis, for believing in me and helping me grow in areas beyond my own classroom. And also thank you to Ms. Barr, who is our school consultant, and the students call her the short, nice, gray-haired lady that follows around Mr. Lewis. You have been a wonderful support to me as well as our school, and you deserve all the good things happening in your life. Superintendent Neal, thank you for your leadership as you take your new role, and for listening to the teacher's voice, which is the first thing that you have done. We are excited to move forward with you at GRPS, and I look forward to representing our district and letting the community know what wonderful teachers and quality education we give. After the announcement at the assembly, I have already received many positive feedbacks and comments. A grandma getting up and dancing as she heard the news on the television. Teachers telling me they stand a little taller now and tell people where they work. A parent who wrote me an email saying that she's now bragging about her school to people who usually don't listen to her. And of course the students. who are more than excited and proud of their school. Working 16 years with Grand Rapids Public Schools has been so rewarding, and I can imagine moving or leaving this district. Teaching in inner city schools has a lot more challenges than other areas, but it also has the greatest reward, and that is why I choose to stay. Students in these schools, as I had said, deserve great teachers. All this is wonderful, but where did it really start? You know, everyone has their story of their favorite teacher that influenced them, and I have a story as well. However, mine has influenced me my entire life. It is my father. He has taught science for 37 years in Cadillac before retiring. Growing up, I saw what it takes to be a teacher, all the rewards as well as all of the struggles and frustrations. Growing up, I also developed my love of science. I spent time collecting insects, naming trees, looking through the telescope, and of course, my favorite thing, getting to dissect leftover specimens from his classroom. I knew early on, by the age of 5, they tell me, that I wanted to be a teacher, and I played that role whenever I could. I'm sure my brother and sisters have appreciated all the times that we played school at home, minus the scientific taste testing, which of course had to include bitter. I always hear about that. So thank you, Dad, for your influence. The love of what you do has made a love of teaching in me that I value and cherish every day. And no matter how proud you are of me at this moment, I am just as proud to be your daughter. I also thank my mother, who knows that I followed Dad in my career, but you did just as much for me. You instilled in me my strong values, my desire to make a difference in people's lives, and my humbleness. You also gave me that phrase that hung in our house, anything worth doing is worth doing well, which I always hear in my head, though sometimes I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. But nonetheless, it has gotten me to where I am today by teaching me to put my heart into everything that I do. I also want to thank the love and support for my future in-laws, Dave and Jeannie Van Eerden. Dave was also an educator for over 30 years, and I look forward to the day when you'll officially become my in-laws. Thank you to my sister Carrie Jo, who is my best friend and unending support, my nephew Caden, who just shared the feeling of surprise assembly that I had felt when he received the 6th grade Citizen of the Year award. And to my sister Sarah Jo and brother Jamie, who live too far away to be here but who are watching it via web streaming. At last, but certainly not least, my significant other, Lance Miller, who is my biggest cheerleader and supporter. I remember all those times throughout the year that you wrote notes to me saying, "I miss you," as I was in my room working. Well, from what I've heard, I have a feeling that you haven't seen anything yet. Your love and support means the world to me, and I know that this is not a journey I'll have to go through on my own. Thank you. Every day, I am excited to be able to educate, inspire, challenge, and celebrate success with my students. But to know that I will get to branch out beyond my own classroom and school to do these same things with other educators, that's exciting. I look forward to the adventures as well as the challenges that this year will bring, and I hope that I can have as much of an impact as Paul and the previous Michigan Teachers of the Year have. Thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you, Bobbi Jo. And Bobbi Jo has a lot of really exciting things to look forward to this year, and one of them is working with Mimic Insurance and a number of things that Mimic provides for you. And with that, I'd like to introduce Pam Harlan, who is here from Mimic Insurance. Would you want to stand just a minute, Pam? Mimic is going to be providing a car for Bobbi Jo. They also will be giving, or did already give, $1,000 to Grand Rapids Public Schools, and they'll also be presenting checks to the 3 finalist schools in the fall. So we really, really appreciate all the support that Mimic Insurance has given this program over the years, so thank you. And now we have a resolution to present to you, Bobbi Jo. Superintendent and Mr. Austin, are you going to be doing it? Okay. You want to?
You can go down.
Sure. Or meet in the middle.
Yeah. Bobbi Jo, congratulations on behalf of the board. We welcome you and we look forward to your help and participation. You know, you are the representative of great educators, and we take your voice and perspective very seriously. We do our best here to try to make good decisions about education policy and practice, but you are the both reality check and the guide for how we can better do that. So thank you, Bobbi Jo. Congratulations. And here's our resolution.
And Superintendent Flanagan, if you'd like to come down to this end and present our plaque to Superintendent Neal, where are you? Oh, you're at the end there. This is for your school.
For the school, for every place of honor that you think it should be.
Nice, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Well, now I'd like to introduce our three state finalists. We